Hello and welcome to Pat's Corner. This is an exciting time for Health and Human Services System as we continue to work on several initiatives to integrate our service delivery and business practices. Concurrent with these efforts is a focus on enhancing the accessibility of our mental health and substance abuse services for youth in our community. To address this need, the county and the schools are collaborating to identify the appropriate prevention, early intervention, and treatment services that are necessary to improve quality and access to current services provided within the schools and the broader Fairfax Falls Church community. If you've been with the Health and Human Services System for a while, you may have heard this work referred to as systems of care. As part of the strategic goals outlined in the Systems of Care Blueprint, our communications staff partnered with schools, community services board, providers, and youth to rename and brand the program so we can effectively reach those needing services. Moving forward, Systems of Care will now be referred to as Healthy Minds Fairfax. Joining me today to talk about the goal of this program is Jim Gillespie, Director of Healthy Minds Fairfax. Thanks for being here, Jim. Tell us more about some of the goals that Healthy Minds Fairfax is seeking to achieve.
Thank you for the invitation. In 2016, we brought together stakeholders from county government, the school system, community organizations, and families to develop a multi-year blueprint to improve mental health and substance abuse services for children and youth. The blueprint addresses a continuum of needs from preventing mental health problems to serving children and youth with the most complex and high-risk issues. Two important goals are to help families access services when needed and to improve the quality of those services. One of our projects is to develop an online resource to educate families on behavioral health issues and help connect them to appropriate services. We are also providing short-term therapy for teens with mental health issues such as anxiety and depression.
Why is the work of Healthy Minds Fairfax so important to our youth and the broader community?
That's a great question, Pat. National studies show that 1 in 5 children has a behavioral health issue and less than half receive treatment. Here in Fairfax, 26% of high school students reported depressive symptoms in the most recent annual youth survey, and 14% reported having considered suicide. There are several reasons why youth who need mental health treatment may not receive it, including the stigma associated with mental health issues, lack of health insurance, inadequate insurance, or inability to find a provider. For example, some families have an insurance deductible of $5,000 or more. We also want to improve the quality of mental health services. Some treatments work better than others for the problems that children and youth experience, but relatively few therapists are trained in those approaches. To improve the quality of mental health treatment, we are partnering with George Mason University to provide training in evidence-based practice for therapists in the public and the private sectors.
Can you specifically elaborate on what Healthy Minds Fairfax is doing to enhance the community's ability to effectively identify and respond to children and families who have been exposed to trauma?
Sure. Many children and families in our community have been exposed to violence and other traumatic incidents and conditions. Frequent exposure to trauma increases the risk for problems such as alcoholism, depression, suicide attempts, and many other negative conditions. With appropriate mental health treatment, these risks can be greatly reduced. Through Healthy Minds Fairfax, we are working to identify children and youth who have been exposed to trauma and connect them with effective treatment. We are also creating agency environments that recognize the prevalence of trauma among the clients that we serve. For example, softening the look of our reception areas with warm colors, plants, and comfortable furniture can soothe traumatized clients who may be anxious about interacting with government authorities.
Thank you, Jim. That was great information, and I know that this is a very important initiative to the entire county here. As staff, you may already be involved in many of the work groups assisting with this essential initiative. If not, I encourage you to stay informed and participate in upcoming opportunities that will be presented as this work evolves. Most importantly, the work you do every day is strengthening our ability to better serve our youth and become a trauma-informed community. For more information about Healthy Minds Fairfax and to review the Blueprint goals, visit the Health and Human Services internal website. Have a great week and enjoy the rest of your summer.